Good evening, you're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. Straight up to our top story. The Enforcement Directorate today arrested West Bengal Commerce and Industry Minister Partha Chatterjee and sent to a 2-day ED custody in connection with its probe into the School Service Commission recruitment scam case. Now, the ED on Friday had recovered 20 crore rupees in cash from the house of an associate of Mr. Chatterjee. To give you a context, the CBI is looking into the alleged irregularities committed in the recruitment of Group C and Group T staff, as well as teachers in government-sponsored and aided schools on recommendation of the West Bengal School Service Commission. Now, Mr. Chatterjee had held the education portfolio in 2018 when the alleged scam took place. He is currently the Secretary General of the Trinamool Congress and holds the portfolio of the Parliament Affairs Department. Now, back then, jobs were allegedly given to candidates in return of money instead of deserving candidates who had qualified in the recruitment process. The ED is tracking the money trail in this scam. According to a report by Indian Express, a TMC spokesperson has said that the money recovered has no connection with the TMC. Moving on from the story right now, while speaking at an event at Ranchi's National University of Study and Research in Law, Chief Justice of India NV Ramana has said that the media has of late been running kangaroo courts on issues that even experienced judges they find difficult to decide. He said, and I quote, "Of late, we see the media running kangaroo courts at times on issues even experienced judges find difficult to decide. Ill-informed and agenda-driven debates on issues involving justice delivery are proving to be detrimental to the health of democracy," end quote. Now, he went on to add, and I quote, "Biased views being propagated by media are affecting the people, weakening democracy and harming the system. In this process, justice delivery gets adversely affected. Print media still has a certain degree of accountability, whereas electronic media has zero accountability as what it shows vanishes into thin air. Still worse is social media," end quote. Meanwhile, in Maharashtra, the Election Commission has asked former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray and the current Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde, to each submit documentary evidence to prove that they alone enjoy respective majority support in the Shiv Sena. Now, both Shinde and Thackeray factions have claimed that they are the real Shiv Sena. The Election Commission has asked both sides to give documents by the 8th of August, after which the constitutional body will hear the matter. Now, on the 4th of July, Shinde won a floor test in the Maharashtra Assembly. He got 164 votes in his support, significantly above the majority mark of 145, while 99 MLAs voted against him. He is the current Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Trigger warning for people who are watching right now. The next couple of stories involve rape and suicide. Starting off with New Delhi. Now, a 30-year-old woman was gang raped inside the New Delhi railway station premises. The alleged assault took place on Friday. One of the arrested men, identified as a 35-year-old Satish Kumar, has known the woman for the past 2 years, and this is according to the police. While two of the accused allegedly raped the woman, the others stood guard outside the train lighting hut. On the basis of the complaint of the woman, a case of gang rape and wrongful confinement has been registered. 4 railway employees have been arrested. An update on the Kallakurichi case. The last rites of the class 12 student who was found dead in a hostel at Kaniyamur in Kallakurichi was conducted today amid tight security. The girl in a note had earlier alleged that she was tortured by 2 teachers. Following her death, violence broke out at Kallakurichi on the 17th of July. The family of the student, however, has so far been alleging foul play in their daughter's death, and their request, in fact, for a doctor of their choice to be in the team conducting the post-mortem. And the second post-mortem was turned down by the Supreme Court. The second post-mortem was ordered by the Madras High Court. Now, the student's father alleged the second post-mortem report was tampered with and that he was not allowed to attend the procedure. Police, in fact, submitted to the court that the post-mortem procedure was recorded on camera and that the second autopsy did not reveal anything new. For those of you who want to understand what this case is all about, why there was violence on the 17th of July, we've done a whole story on this particular case. It's pinned on our YouTube page. Do take a look at it. Tell us what you think as well. Moving on from the story now, a Delhi court today rejected interim bail plea of former JNU student Sharjeel Imam. Now, Sharjeel Imam is in judicial custody and has been booked for sedition, among other charges, for allegedly delivering provocative speeches at Aligarh Muslim University and Jamia Millia Islamia in 2019-20 during the Anti-CAA NRC protests. Now, in January, the Delhi police had filed a charge sheet against Imam in the case, charging him with sedition, promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion, race, etc. under the IPC, and indulging in unlawful activities under the stringent UAPA. Meanwhile, in Kerala, cases of African Swine Fever were reported among pigs in 2 farms in Kerala's Wayanad district, according to a report by the Hindustan Times. Authorities will cull nearly 300 pigs. Now, WHO has said that the African swine fever is a highly contagious disease that can affect both farm-raised and feral pigs. Now, the mortality rate of the disease can reach 100%. There is no effective vaccine, however, against the disease. The disease is not a threat to human health and cannot be transmitted from pigs to humans. An update on what's going on in the parliament. The centre has said that cases of crime against scheduled castes has increased by 17.52%, while those against scheduled tribes has jumped to 26.71% from 2018 to 2020. The highest number of cases registered for crimes against scheduled castes in 2020 was in Uttar Pradesh, while the highest number of cases against STs in that year was in Madhya Pradesh. Also in the news, Minister of Information and Broadcasting Anurag Thakur has said that the BJP has spent over 911.17 crore rupees on advertisements across print, television and internet media platforms from 2019 till June this year. Now, this was in response to a question raised by senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh in the Rajya Sabha on Thursday. Now, in December, the centre had told the Lok Sabha that it had spent over 1,698.89 crore rupees on advertisements in print and electronic media between 2018 and 2021. Also, the Union Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has informed the Parliament that the railways suffered losses worth 259.44 crore rupees during protests against the Agnipath scheme in June. Now, he added that 2,132 trains were cancelled across the country from June 15th to June 23rd. Now, the Agnipath scheme was announced by the government on the 14th of June. There were widespread protests that turned violent post that, and protesters have been demanding permanent recruitment under the regular process, along with pension and other retirement benefits that are not part of the scheme. We've done a whole story on the Agnipath protest and what the scheme is all about and what are the major demands. Do take a look at that on our YouTube page as well. Moving on to business news right now. The Enforcement Directorate has said that it has seized attached gems, jewellery and bank balances worth 253.62 crore rupees from companies linked to fugitive diamond trader Nirav Modi. Now, all the movable assets are in Hong Kong. The AD has said that with this, the total attached assets, that tally has now gone up to 2,650.07 crore rupees. Now, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi and his associates are accused of duping the Punjab National Bank scam of more than 13,000 crore rupees. Now, they allegedly made profits from fraudulent transactions involving letters of undertaking issued by the Punjab National Bank. Nirav Modi is currently in jail in the United Kingdom and Indian authorities are attempting to extradite him. On to international news right now. The United States has announced an additional $270 million in military aid to Ukraine. With this, the total US security assistance that's been committed to Ukraine by the Biden administration has reached $8.2 billion. And our good news for the day, Eldhose Paul has created history by becoming the first ever Indian to reach triple jump final in the history of World Athletics Championship. Now, he advanced to the final with the best jump of 16.68 meters. He finished 12th in the qualification round. The final will take place on Sunday. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.